Very good morning all the students. Today we will see practical number 8, that is the last practical of your essay 2. Okay, so this practical is basically based on the truss element or the truss geometry of the stiffness, the structural stiffness matrix, okay, that we have seen in our theory in under unit number 3. Okay, so as shown on the screen, this is a triangular geometry of a truss, okay, having one end is hinge and one end is roller. Okay, so let us take some arbitrary loading to solve this numerical. So in this case I will consider as a loading as this 200 kilonewton as a horizontal load and 250 kilonewton as a vertical load. Okay, so solve this numerical or solve this practical as per your defined roll number and your defined loadings. Okay, so let us see how to solve this numerical manually. Okay, so first of all, this is a numerical. Okay, so what we have to do is that horizontally it is a 200 kilonewton, okay, and vertically it is a 250 kilonewton. So let us write this loading and start. So first of all we have to define the coordinate. So coordinate will be starting from the unknown point. So point B is a nodal point where we have to calculate the unknown, that is 1 2. Then third one is your roller support, therefore 3 4 will be there, then 5 6 will be there. Okay, so free condition of free coordinates will be 1 2 3 and the release will be 4 5 6. So let us start with this AC 5 6 4 3. So here the angle will be 0, area is given 1100 mm square, length is given 8 meter. So this stiffness formula or the stiffness matrix you have to calculate by using the formula. Okay, the equation of the formula is already available in your theory notes under the stiffness matrix of a truss element, so you just refer that. Okay, then you have to put this for values under the formula, that is what we are expected in this stiffness matrix form is Cx Cy square Cx square, okay, A by L, okay, that will be taken as outside the bracket. Okay, and you have to calculate this for all the member that we have calculated for this 5 6 4 3. Then similarly you have to calculate for 4 3 2 1 also. Okay, that is 3 4 1 2 also. Here the angle is 120 degree. So let us see how the angle will be 120, as this angle is 60 degree. But we know that whenever we have to calculate for the stiffness matrix, then we have to calculate for the anti-clockwise, from the anti-clockwise direction. So 180 minus 60, it will become 120. So whenever you calculate the stiffness matrix for this member is CB, then in that case you have to consider the angle theta is equal to 120 degree. Okay, and for the member AB it will be direct 30 degree because it is already calculated from the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so let us see that theta is equal to 120, area is given, length is given, Cx Cy you have to calculate as per the angle. Then you have to put this in your stiffness matrix form and you will get 5 6 1 2. And then third part is, and the third member is AB, where the angle is theta is 30 degree, area you have to calculate, length you have to calculate, Cx Cy you have to calculate. Okay, then the global stiffness matrix, under this the unknown will be formed 1 2 3. Here also 1 2 3 will be there. Okay, here you need not require to calculate this 4 5 6, otherwise it will create a confusion. So you just draw the stiffness matrix of 3 by 3 only, where you have to calculate the unknown. Then you have to sum this 1 1 2 1 3 1 1 2 2 2 3 2. Okay, from your all three stiffness matrix formula, and you have to club this and you will get the answer of the K in the form of this. Okay, then the global load matrix. So global load matrix will be calculated at each node, at node 1 2 3 4 5 6. If you see the diagram, at node 1 250 kilonewton will be there. Okay, let us see that this 250 kilonewton load is there, at 200 load is there. Okay, so you have to calculate like this. Okay, and here 0 0 0. Okay, then the displacement calculation. Here the K matrix, DF matrix and AFC matrix will be there. Then you have to solve the simultaneous equation. Okay, then you will get the unknown df1, df2 and df3, then AML1. Then finally you have to calculate the member forces. So for member forces the formula is AM is equal to SM RT into df. So SM will be the structural matrix. Here the structural matrix will be the axial form EA by L. But we know that whenever we will solve the stiffness matrix of a truss element, only the axial forces will be predominant. Okay, no bending and no shear will be applicable in case of a truss element. Okay, then CXCY 0000 CXCY, this geometry, okay, will be there. Then the calculated DF1 DF2 will be formed at the last. Okay, then you have to calculate the individual member forces that is in the form of axial forces. Okay, so you will get minus 148 plus 148. For AM2 it will be minus 308 minus 308, and for AM3 minus 116 and plus 116. So finally you can represent this value like this. Okay, in your final output, okay, as a manual calculation. And similarly this is the output of the STAAD. Okay, so if you see that in your manual calculation, the bottom member, that is a tie member, the value is 148. Okay, whereas for STAAD it will be just like a minus 151. So the value will be somewhat different. Okay, so it is okay if the value is somewhat different. Okay, because in case of STAAD modeling, there may be a chances of some modeling error or some part of a manual input, so that the value may vary. But you must understand that this value cannot be exceed till up to 10%. Okay, it cannot be exceed up to 10%. Okay, so here you will get the value as 148, here you will get the value of 151. Okay, so slight difference will be there. Okay, here also the value is 116, and here you will get the value as 114. Okay, 111. Okay, so slight difference will be there. Okay, so it can be okay. Okay, so let us see that how we can model this truss element in our STAAD.Pro, because the modeling of this truss element is somewhat different than that of a portal frames. Okay, so I will model this element in STAAD and calculate the final output in the form of axial forces. Okay, so let us see that. So just minimize this, open the STAAD file. Okay, go to the new project. Now here n number of option is available, so you can select as a truss element. Okay, because we are modeling the truss. Here you can name the file as truss, okay, or truss for practical P8. Okay, then you have to see that the length unit must be in meter and the force unit must be in kilonewton. Now go to next, add beam is already click, then go to finish. So like this. Okay, so now the screen will be, grid will be appear. Okay, so just wait. Now grid is like this. Okay, but we want in exact plane, so just go to create, go to exact plane, name it as ABCD or whatever you want. Okay, then click OK. So here the new linear grid will be formed. Just click on this, so this grid will be formed. Now what we have required from the geometry is here for modeling purpose we require the vertical height, this, and this horizontal length. So if you apply the cos theta here, if you apply the sin theta rule, you will get the answer as 2 meter here and 6 meter here. Okay, and the vertical length is 3.46. okay, so you just take the calculator, start calculating by using sine and tan and cosine rule. Okay, and by sine cosine rule you will get the unknown dimensions, because each and every dimension you must know before modeling into the stat file. Okay, so let us start. So here it will be 8 meter first. Okay, so first of all here it is 8 meter. Okay, now after 8 meter, click on the beam, go to the commands, go to the insert node. The distance is 6 meter. Okay, add new point. Okay, so new point at 6 meter will be forms. Okay, so here go to the node cursor, go to the translation repeat. We required y direction, the distance is 3.46. okay, link the step. Okay, so like this. Now again go to the geometry, go to the not insert node, go to the add beams from point to point. Okay, here you can add the point from top to bottom. Here also you can add the node from top to bottom. Okay, after this, now this bottom beam is divided into two parts, 6 meter and your 2 meter, but in STAAD we required the combined geometry. Okay, although we have divided the whole span of 8 meter into two parts, but only for calculating or for constructing the vertical line or for getting the apex. Okay, after getting the apex you can delete this bottom 6 meter and 2 meter. Okay, and again this vertical line, because we required the complete 8 meter beams. Okay, we need not require the beam in the form of fraction of 6 meter and 2 meter. If you go for this, or if you not delete this bottom beam, okay, then the STAAD will analyze the structure into the fraction of 6 meter as well as 2 meter. So after getting the apex, okay, apex value, you just need to required to delete this bottom beams. Okay, now go to geometry, insert add beam from point to point. Now join this beam end to end as a 8 meter. Now the geometry is looking like what we are expected from our diagram. Okay, like this. Now the one end is hinge support, one end is roller support. So let us see how to define this hinge support and roller support in the STAAD. Select the left nodal cursor at joint A, then go to the command support specification. Okay, the first end is pin support. Go to pin, assign. So assign symbol will be appear like this. Okay, then close. Again select the next the next nodal point. Go to the commands, go to support specification. Now here there is no option of the roller support, so for this case you have to go for fixed butt spring. Okay, here you have to release Fx, you have to release Mx, My and Mz. So this will, we have to restrain Fy and Fz for case of roller support. So this part you have to remember very carefully, because under the STAAD there is no direct option available for defining the roller support. So for defining the roller support, always release Fx, Mx, My and Mz and restrain Fy and Fz. So it means that the support will appears like a roller support. Then assign and then close. So if you see that this roller support symbol will be appears like this, and the pin support will be like this. Now the next step is the definition of the or defining the properties. Select all the member carefully, go to the command. Okay, go to the member property. Here you have to go to steel property, because the truss element will be defined as a steel member. Now go to the Indian codes. Okay, so under this n number of options are available. Go to the angle sections. Now go to any of the angles. You have to choose any of the angle section. Okay, let us consider 75 by 75 by 8. Now assign close. Okay, so like this. So ISA angle section of 75 by 75 by 8 will be applicable to all the members. Now most important thing is the members definition. So again you have to select the member, go to the command. Okay, then go to the member specification. Here the n number of options are available: cable, compression, tension and truss. So we are defining the truss element. Okay, analyzing the truss element. So you have to select truss. Okay, here the truss option is available. Then go to assign and then close. So here the truss will be applicable to all the members. Now go to labels. Okay, none, and then apply and OK. Now the last option is the application of the horizontal and vertical member forces. Now go to the generals, go to load and definitions. Under load and definition, select load case detail, go to add, consider it as live load. Okay, then define it as LL as a live load case, add and close. So under live load, okay, add this. Okay, then first of all we can see that what member you have to define. Here what we have considered 200 as W1 and 250 as W2, and a horizontal is 200. Okay, so remember this, horizontal is 200. So you just click on this live load, add nodal load, horizontal is 200. So for horizontal, Fx is applicable as it is going in rightward direction, so it will be positive 200. Fy is 250. Okay, Fy is vertical, so the sign convention will be also 250, that is positive. Then go to add, close, then again click on this selected beam, assign, close. So like this. So you can see that we have defined all the member property, we have assigned the load, we have assigned the support specification. Now the last step remaining is analysis. Okay, now select all the member very carefully, go to the loadings, analysis, perform analysis. Now go to all. Okay, then analyze, run analysis, save. Okay, so let us see the results. So if you see that no error, no warning will be appears, now go to the post processing, done. Okay, live load is only case. Now go to apply. Okay, now the important thing is there, we are interested in calculating the axial forces. So axial forces will be axial forces will be appearing like this, like this. So it is too heavy, just click the control button and scroll the mouse down. Okay, scroll the mouse down after clicking the control button. So the diagram will exactly look like this. Now how to see the results? Go to result section, view values. Okay, go to beam results. We are expected or we are required axial forces, annotate, and then close. So if you see that here the value is exactly 116.65. So what was our manual calculated value? So it was I think, yes, it was 116.55. okay, 308. So here what we are getting, here we are getting 298. So it is somewhat equal. Okay, now here it is 290, here 116 is also there, and here it is 143. Okay, here it is 143. Here what we are getting here is 158. Okay, so values will be somewhat nearby. So this output file, okay, you have to attach with your manual calculation, and also make a table under which you have to separately write the calculated actual value from manual calculation as well as from the STAT output. So this much part is expected, okay, from practical number 8. Okay, so you can solve this practical and you can submit this practical till 10th of March. Okay, also one more thing I would likely to tell you, that those who have not completed the practical, the previous practical, you must have to complete the practical in all respect. Okay, in all respect means that you have to solve the manual calculation as well as the STAT output, because STAT output, many of the student has not submitted the STAT output file. STAT output file is equally important for the final submissions. Okay, so you must understand and you must submit your STAT output also in your previous practicals. Okay, so thank you very much for your kind attentions. Thank you.